Hey everybody, here's question number 3 for you. In this question, we're looking at how many bacteria are actually living in your digestive tract. Kind of gross thing to think about, but it is estimated that the average person has 100 trillion bacteria living in your intestines and in your stomach and colon and all that. How many moles of bacteria are living in your digestive tract? So, just like we've done with the other ones, we're going to set it up with a proportion. And again, whatever the question wants you to find is the upper left corner, and whatever the question is giving to you is the lower left corner. And we're just basically doing a conversion. How does the 100 trillion compare to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd? So the want, look for your question words. How many moles? That is what we're trying to find. And I'm always going to put what units we should have in parentheses to remind myself. At the end, I should have moles when I'm done. And for the given, it's given 100 trillion. Well, what number is a trillion? A trillion is a 1 with 12 zeros after it. So 100 trillion is a 100 with 12 zeros after it. So that is 100 trillion. Now, an easier way to write that, especially when you're doing this on your calculators, is 1e to the 14th power. Remember that e takes the place of times 10. So that's our scientific notation. Now, in this one, notice, this is bacteria. To do this one, we now have to somehow relate the idea of moles and how many bacteria we have. Well, notice, what do we not need? What's missing from this question that our other questions had? We don't have grams. If we don't have grams, that means we don't need the periodic table. All we need to know for this question is that 1 mole of bacteria equals, anybody? Anybody? That's right, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd bacteria. Well, where are we going to use those numbers? Exactly. Those go on the other side of our equal sign. We want moles on top because we have moles on top here. So it's going to be 1 mole on top. And then bacteria has to be on the bottom. Well, what number goes with that? Our 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Now we start typing into our calculator. Again, power of 10 here. Using your capital E function is going to save you a ton of time. I'm going to take my 1, I'm going to divide it by my 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And then I'm going to multiply that by 100 trillion. Again, I'm going to do that as a 1e to the 14th. And when I get my answer, this is what it gives me. X equals 1.66 times 10 to the negative 10 moles. And again, as always, take a step back. Does that number make sense? Well, 100 trillion, it's a huge number, but it's still really, really tiny compared to 6.02, which means our x needs to be really, really tiny compared to 1. Negative power of 10 means that it is. Thank you.